All right, y'all. We got Speakeasy. I should be live tonight. I'm not gonna make any promises on the exact time, but let's go check this out. We got AJ Brown, deserve better. LaShawn McQuinn, Acho Talk Eagles, receiver trauma.
Today, and the Eagles got it done over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Good game.
Incredible performance for the Eagles, except in the second half, where their passing offense was completely non-existent. Jalen Hurts 0 for 8, not a single completion, and AJ Brown with only 2 receptions for 7 yards. He put out a very interesting tweet that we could pull up.
From what y'all, this is a little unnecessary. I'm not gonna lie, this tweet is very unnecessary. But from what y'all have told me, the Eagles play calling is buns. Jalen Hurts has been doing a lot of audibling, and that's the scene where it lies. You know, their play calling has not been the best, although they have on paper one of the best offenses.
Right what he said? Pulled it up. Said, "If you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene. Shrug your shoulders and be on your way."
I think this is not the way to go about it. I mean, it's like this here. When you put these things into perspective, I get AJ Brown wants to go to the Hall of Fame. AJ Brown wants his numbers. AJ Brown wants to be a part of the win. You know what I mean? Statistically, you know? Or maybe it's not even about statistics. Maybe it's just about, hey, we could have did this better. Y'all could have got me the ball. Or maybe he's making suggestions that don't even involve getting him the ball, but you know, I just think making it public that there's a problem is an issue. You know what I mean? Let's not turn it all the way up. Okay.
Doesn't seem like wide receiver like one is too happy about his situation right now.
How you struggling?
I've been waiting all day. I've been waiting all day for this one, 2-5.
Well, 2 things can be true, right? I think that AJ, he wants the ball. Who don't want the ball? You know,
for sure,
he's talking about top tier receiver. Why not give him the ball? He's an all-pro dude, and we all know that. We see what he did against the Rams, so I don't see why he's tripping that. But also, we win the game. And to be honest with you, it's always a tough situation because you always obviously want to win a game. But if we have a job to do, and I want to do my job at the best of my abilities, why shouldn't I be upset about that? Because I know if he's in the ball game, if he's in the game plan, he's going to deliver. It's A.J. Brown. I just think everybody gets so wrapped around like he shouldn't be upset. Just think about this for a second. We win in games, but yo, I want to contribute.
Yeah.
Right? We are in
I think him being upset is okay. I think that's fine. I just think broadcasting it like that, you know what I mean? Especially after the game. Let's say he posted that quote before the game. I mean, it's still everybody's automatically gonna think it's related to football, but still, you know, it's not gonna look as bad.
Competitive sport. I want to be the best player on the field every game I can, and I feel like when everybody's making a big deal because he's speaking about it, I think he's right. I would be upset. I don't know a top-tier player in the league that will be upset if they want to get involved at all. Because when you watch A.J. Brown now, if I say, yo, who's the top 3 wide receivers in the league, or who's the top 5? Now, you probably will say he's top 5 because you know how good he is.
Correct.
But when I look at the game, I look at the numbers, I look at the production, you can't put him up there. You understand why you'd be upset? So,
hey, it's so funny how the criteria of that changes. Like, because if you go off of like production, it's not too many people that put Devontae Adams in a top 10 receivers, but I think like skill set, I think he's top 10 receiver. But anyways, though, same thing with Tyreek Hill. I think he's a top 3 receiver, top 5. It's kind of tough. That top 3 is tough, but top 3, top 5, I think that's very interchangeable. That depends on your opinion. But I mean, yeah, based off of production right now, technically Puka Nacua is the best receiver in the NFL. But, you know, to each his own, to each his own.
I would be upset. I know you're not going to like that.
No.
I'm keeping it real. I would be upset.
For once, I'll agree with 2-5 on this. A.J. Brown should be livid.
Get the truth.
Because he just gets a bunch of here damn targets.
Here damn. Like,
no, what is that?
Here damn targets. You know when somebody is pestering you for something, either, hey, I want some food, let me take a bite of your meat. Here damn.
Yeah.
That's what A.J. Brown is getting from Jalen Hurts. Here, take it. Damn.
Yeah.
That's what A.J. Brown is getting. Man. How you get 9 targets but 2 catches? A.J. Brown had more targets than receiving yards. Ooh. Because though the Eagles are giving him some targets, just take it. Just take it, bro. Yeah. Stop complaining. Quit all that whining, bro. Damn. Like those are the targets. Those are the targets he's getting. He's not getting legitimate targets. They're not running legitimate concepts from the legitimate route tree. A.J. Brown is getting stops. He's getting hitches. He's getting glance routes. He's not getting anything that maximizes his skill set. It's literally just, man, I don't want to go to the locker room and say passing against him. Here.
Yeah.
I hear him on the routes. I mean, I can't remember the last time. I mean, like typically, especially a couple years ago, AJ Brown, easy one-on-one deep threat. You just toss it up to him. Double coverage don't matter. And we have not really seen much of that this year at all. You know, but that sounds like a play calling issue. That doesn't sound like, that's not a Jalen Hurts for me. That's not a Jalen Hurts issue. If all we're seeing his routes is short routes, Jalen Hurts not the one that's calling the plays. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe he's audibly, you know what I mean? But like calling the initial plays, it's not. I don't pin this on Hurts. And if anything, you know, it's that's play calling related. And I do respect the take of, you know, the route tree has been limited.
How much of this do you think is Patullo?
But real quick, you know the real issue with the Eagles offense? When you watch the Eagle offense, they're not creative, right? You look at the Browns, or not the Browns,
I agree with that. I agree with that. And we saw the Giants be creative this week. We haven't seen as much of that from the Eagles. The Eagles are reminding me of the Chiefs right now. The Chiefs a few years ago, the most creative team in football. The Lions end up taking that over. The Lions end up transitioning to be the most creative team. But now we've seen within the past 2 games, they airing it out. The plays are much more creative. It's flowing a lot better. But prior to this, it was very balanced. We're running the ball. We short pass, running the ball, short pass. Like, and that's how the Eagles kind of look right now. It's not a lot of stretch in the field, not a lot of creativity.
the Bengals. You look at all these other teams that got these wide receivers. Look at Puka from the Rams.
The Rams very creative.
They game plan. They scheme these defense. When you watch the Eagles play, it's like, okay. It reminds me of college where, like, everybody just line up, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody has a specific, like, where we're at or where we're lined up at. It's just go play. And they just play their offense. Where my thing is, like, you got A.J. Brown. He's not like everybody else. Yeah. You got a game plan for him to get him these type of targets. Yeah. Saquon, like, there's ways where let me get him the ball. If he's not running, let's get him in the screen. The only thing about the Eagles offense I do not like is that we do not scheme our best players. We treat everybody the same, and I just don't like that. All right.
I respect that.
You do your hitch. You do your hitch. You do your slant.
It's like, this is a system, and that's one thing the Chiefs have been good with. They scheme the system around the players and not force the players to fit the scheme. Chiefs have been good with that. You know, various teams, and sometimes you just get the right players that it works perfectly with. And I think the Rams are one of those teams where they got the right players that fit their scheme, and so it works. And but this is a team where you know you got some diversity, and you can't really. That just doesn't work there. You know what I mean? I know they're undefeated. I know that they're winning, but I think they could be winning in larger margins.
There's nothing that you're setting up. There's no creativity. We're bringing him in the backfield, motion. Like, there's none of that. Correct. So when you want Jalen Hurts to just play quarterback, cool. But all the other quarterbacks, they are going to game plan and scheme for players.
What Shady said is incredibly well said, because what the Eagles did for Dallas Goedert today, do that for A.J. Brown. Yeah. Like, when you're in the end zone and you know that you're just going to run a quick shovel pass because you can get Dallas Goedert the ball and you can score, do that for him.
Give him a damn touchdown.
That's straight up. A damn touchdown better than a damn target. Yeah. Like, just do that. It's not that hard. Yeah. Like, you have to understand, A.J. Brown is so incredibly talented. Find ways to utilize him, both because you actually want to utilize him and also to keep him happy. If I'm A.J. Brown, of course I'm going to be upset. Yeah. How in the world does A.J. Brown have 14 targets or 14 catches on the year? A.J. Brown got 14 catches on the year.
That's crazy.
Puka Nacua had 13 today.
Today. Oh, my goodness.
Like, a receiver did in one day what A.J. Brown has done in the entire season. And A.J. Brown's a better receiver.
I'm not going to lie. I think they limit Jalen Hurts as well. You know, when you look at the Rams play calling, it's beautiful, bro. And Matthew Stafford just, you know what I mean? He completes it. You know, all the pieces work together: the coaching, the receiving, the blocking, the passing, everything works together. But I think they limited Jalen Hurts as a passer. You know, they're keeping the offense very simple, very vanilla. And again, this very much reminds me of the Chiefs from the last 2 years. You know, kind of when they I mean, they won a Super Bowl 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, and it worked out for them, you know, being balanced. But then they rolled that into last year, and it looked, I mean, and again, you can win off of that. They won 15 games off of that last year. You can get to the Super Bowl off of that. But again, they were in one possession games every game, and you gotta do more. You gotta do more. And again, the team like the like the Rams, bro, Lions. You got to utilize everybody, and it's not just AJ Brown. Make Jalen Hurts look good. Make Devontae Smith look better. Saquon, you know, and then if you get the pass game going, it's going to open up stuff for Saquon to where you can pound the ball in the second half and just, you know, let Saquon take over.
You feel me?
And it's crazy because I look at like all the real good coordinators, like Kyle Shanahan. You say what you want about Debo, how he plays. He gonna find ways to get Debo the ball.
Yes, sir.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Justin Jefferson, yo, they're gonna find ways to get him the ball. Everywhere you look in the NFL, Puka. You talk about Puka today? Yo, they had Puka all over the field, in the slot, outside, in the backfield.
Big facts.
And it's like,
big facts.
Target him. Not just target, but I'm designing plays for him. When you even tonight.
Bro, I was saying that with the Jags, with Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis, bro. Especially, it was mainly I was talking about BTJ at the time. Put him in a slot. Get him in situations to where he is at an advantage. It doesn't matter, because then what the defense gonna do? Then they go try to flip the coverage, and you're gonna have them working harder just to stop this guy. You know what I mean? You got to put him in advantageous situations. You got to draw up stuff that's, you know, again, it's gonna benefit you, and it's not only going to benefit him, it's going to benefit everybody else, because now the defense is trying to game plan to stop him.
All right, when we watch, what's the kid from Pickens?
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is designed for you, though.
GP.
He did the out and up, like we're trying to find to get you the ball. With the Eagles, you see none of that. You see mirror routes. That means routes on the same, 2 routes on the same side.
Can I say this? Because Shady know this best. I don't want to start controversy. Eagles fans they're actually happy with me these days, but I believe the Eagles are taking advantage of A.J. Brown's meekness. I didn't say weakness. They're taking advantage of A.J. Brown's meekness. Because what did Stephon Diggs do in the playoffs when he wasn't getting targets?
That's true.
Threw his hands up, looked straight at his quarterback.
On the coat, yep.
Justin Jefferson, when he wasn't getting targets. Hamill was getting slammed 2 years ago. Jerry Jeudy, when Russell Wilson wasn't targeting him. Tyreek Hill left the field before the game was over at the end of last season because of his frustration. If A.J. Brown wants to take to Twitter and just peacefully and calmly vent some frustrations, mind you, his tweet right before that was, "I love you all, just so you know." So if A.J. Brown wants to take to Twitter and vent, like all A.J. Brown has done is read a book on the sideline, has gone to...
I respect AJ's approach for the most part, but putting that out there, I don't think that's the way to go. Bug the coach, annoy him. It is what it is. That looks better on you because nobody can see it, and you going to the source. Bug him, annoy him. You get paid all that money for a reason. You got the right to request getting the ball more. You got the right to input. You know what I mean? Whether they want to or don't want to, eventually they're going to give in. You know what I mean? You keep pressing something. You know what I mean? If they really like that and they standing on what they standing on, then, you know, you find out. But I think, again, they pay him what they pay him for a reason. And, you know, just you got to keep bugging him. Look, coach, I don't like this. Look, coach. And I get it may not be his character. And I get it's easier said than done because, again, it's just personality. But outside looking in, because I'm not perfect, you know, because, you know, I could be critiqued as well. But outside looking in, I think the better approach would have been just to bug the coach rather than putting it on social media.
Say passing,
learning.
and it said some polite things on Twitter, like the Eagles are very, 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 very lucky they got A.J. Brown and don't have a diva.
But
very lucky.
But you know what? It's so many stars on the team, and I look at like with Andy Reid. When we have myself, we have Vic, you got Macklin, and you got Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
He would have a set of plays for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Because I got to get all my offense involved.
Break that down, 2-5, because what you're about to say, I know, but this is incredible insight for our YouTube audience. D-Jack, you, Jeremy Macklin, like, give me a story, give me some real info.
So there was times where, like, okay, he'll have these big sheets, right? And they'll have 25, and then they'll have 7, and they'll have 18, and 10. Those are all the players. And as it's going on, like, he's like, all right, well, I got my place for Deshaun Jackson, I'm going to call. Because you got to get everybody involved. I was watching the Rams today, and obviously Puka went crazy, but I kept seeing Sean McVay go over and give Devontae Adams extra love, and have a couple plays for him because you have to get everybody involved. If not, you have stuff like this where we winning, but yo, I feel
Hey, Devontae not dominating. My check. Oh, no, my mic went off a second. Devontae not dominating, but he has a touchdown in 3 straight games. And he's not dominating to the extent of stats. He's winning his matchups, no doubt about it. But Puka's a go-to guy. But they still making sure that they get Devontae his touchdowns, which I like.
I ain't help at all today.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a player being so competitive that I'm trying to do the best for me and my teammates.
What about the fan? Because I know a lot of fans that would say, Shady, the Eagles are 4-0. Mm-hmm. AJ just won a Super Bowl. He's been an all-pro with Jalen Hurts. What about those fans that are like, AJ, they're 4-0. It's not about you. It's about the team.
See, this is the thing about that, though. This is not college, and this is not high school. In high school, we win the game, right? College, win the game. This is the pro. This is his job. So what happens when AJ goes up for a new contract? And it's a business part of it. See, we only talk about the football, but the business part is you come in there and you got 14 receptions this year for I don't know how many yards, right? How much you want to get paid like a top 5? Why? Why would we pay you that if you're not giving them productions? See, that's the whole thing.
Hey, respectfully though, it's the market. You don't have to be the best receiver in the league to get paid the most in the league. It's about the market. If Michael Parsons, respectfully, to each his own, whoever thinks Michael Parsons the best defensive end in the league, I don't. I got Myles Garrett as the best defensive end in the league. But Michael Parsons can't get paid like that because it's his time to get paid. If TJ Watt contract comes up and it's his time to get paid, he's going to be the highest paid defensive player in the NFL. If X, Y, and Z, let's say they top 5 edge rushers, they can request to get paid as top 5 as the highest paid. And so could AJ Brown. I guarantee you, if AJ Brown contract comes up and his numbers are not reflecting top 5 receiver numbers, somebody will overpay for him. It happens every offseason. We see this every offseason. Receivers get overpaid regardless of they stats. So I mean, maybe the team would try to lowball him, which I think would be disrespectful because y'all are the reason that his numbers are low. But everybody knows AJ Brown's track record, so they know. We know what you bring to the table. We saw what they were doing with you. Throw the bag.
About this thing is, it's not just football. This is a business. This is a sport that he loves, and he's putting his best out there, and he's not getting it back. Imagine running a great ass route and don't get the ball.
Yeah.
Come on now.
What's chat talking about?
The chat going crazy. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I'm trying to double dutch on when I can get in there, but we do have some good super chats. So they say KP is a problem in Philly. He's got an offense full of dogs, and he's not a killer like his quarterback. He plays conservative and scared. Another chatter said Kevin Patullo can't
that's
show his
all
face
on
in
the
Philly.
OC, bro.
That man is
I ain't
our
gonna
biggest
lie.
hop. How many times do I have to watch them give up on 3rd and long? Malcolm Johnson said, "Go Birds. We really be our own biggest enemy. We need to pass to open up the run this year."
Let me say something. Jason Garrett got it right. And I don't know if y'all heard this. Maybe the most intelligent thing that's ever come out of a coach's mouth ever was what Jason Garrett said today before the game. They said, man, the Eagles got to do a better job of getting A.J. Brown the ball, getting Saquon Barkley going, doing all these things. And they said,
Devontae Smith.
Jason Garrett said, the Bucs get paid too. The Bucs are 3-0. The Bucs are a good team. So
Hey, Devontae and AJ are both 1K receivers, and neither one of them, I think, are on pace to hit 1K right as of right now.
Before we all start losing our mind, and
they need to figure out how to get both of them 1K.
Our mind over why aren't the Eagles doing more, and why didn't
I guarantee you, end of the season, Devontae Adams and Puka both hitting 1K.
The Eagles are one of 2 remaining undefeated teams in the National Football League. 2.
Thank you.
They're the only one in the NFC. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a really good team with some really good offensive playmakers. They have a defensive-minded head coach who is going to scheme up the Eagles. And furthermore, the Bucs have the Eagles' number in Tampa, playoff games included. So, for all of the frustration, rightfully so for the Eagles offensive coordinator, rightfully so for A.J. Brown, rightfully so for Eagles fans, you beat an undefeated team. You're the last remaining undefeated team in the NFC. That can't be the same for the 49ers. The Bucs can't say the same thing. You're the last undefeated team remaining in the NFC. Everybody relax.
I got a question, though.
What's up?
So, what's the reason of having the best roster in football if you ain't going to use them? You got an elite quarterback and Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
You got a Heisman winner and a really good college player and a really good pro is number 2 with Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Then you go out there, you trade and get a top 5 receiver in A.J. Brown, top 3 in my opinion.
I got an answer.
Okay, solid tight end, and you got probably the best football player in football, Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
You add that with the best offensive line in football.
Yep.
So I say all that to say, why have all these pieces to the puzzle and you don't use them? Why have soldiers if you're not going to use them?
So I let it show.
Tell me.
2-5. Hold on real quick, Care Bear. Hold on. Shady, you got a couple whips. I got a couple whips. I drive specific cars for specific occasions to get the job done. If I'm going to the beach and I'm taking my bikes with me so I can bike on the beach, talk to God real quick, I'm not taking a Bentley. You feel me? I'm not even taking a Lexus. I'm taking something with a rubber trunk because that's what it's going to take to get this occasion done. If I'm going to a fine dining restaurant, I'm not taking the whip with the rubber trunk. I might take the Bentley because that's what I need for this occasion. If I'm just going everywhere every day, I'm taking the Lexus because that's what I need for this occasion.
I get what he's saying. Like, oh, this game, then we might need AJ. This game, we might not need AJ. And I get that 100%. But in every game, y'all could be winning by more if you utilize AJ correctly. I get, oh yeah, we 4-0. Just wait. Daddy said wait. I get that, you know, maybe this game doesn't require Devontae to be a huge target, or this game doesn't require us to run the ball as much, but they could be equally running the ball very well and still getting both of their receivers the ball if they would just scheme it correctly.
Saquon Barkley is the everyday car. A.J. Brown only comes out on special occasions, down against the Rams in the second half. And
but that's by choice. That's by choice.
With the rubber trunk, and you see what Smitty talking about. So, like, why do you have it? Because you need what you need when you need it. That's what the Eagles are doing, big dog.
We ain't talking about no bikes. Ain't no bikes on the Eagles offense. We just talking about bikes. This ain't no bikes on the Eagles offense. It's a freaking garage full of thorns, bro. Right?
Okay.
It's a garage full of thorns. And you Ubering. We don't need an Uber. We don't need an Uber. We need to walk.
You talking.
You got Billy's and you got all that in there. And you want to Uber and walk.
But here's my thing.
Come on, man.
The way I would have likened that is,
talk to me.
You do have a garage full of foreigns.
You know they are.
Right now, you know who you have driving them? Social trade. You got someone that you know what I mean. You got social trade driving over there.
Oh,
you got grandma out there driving the day. You know what I mean?
Nah.
That's a tough analogy.
That was crazy though.
But we'll say grandma. You know what I mean? We'll say grandma over there driving.
So now you just made social trade grandma.
I'm grandma.
Now it's grandma.
I need the chat to get in there and drop some more Care Bears, Scare Bears.
Teddy Bears.
He forgot who run the chat. So yeah.
Let him know.
Let him know.
I rode with him one time. He drives safe. He has a daughter. I thought that was me giving you props. You know what I mean? If I drive with Shady, you know what I mean? That superstar's driver right there. I've been in his whip.
Okay, now he's trying to clean it up. He's doing damage control right now.
But look, this is my thing, though. This is my thing.
Okay.
When you look at this Eagles team, right? Yep. Like you said about what Jason Garrett, who did they play today? Out of all of the defensive play callers in the NFL currently right now, who is the best at stopping the pass?
You tell me.
Is it not Todd Bowles? Is it not Todd Bowles?
He's good at it.
Is it not Todd Bowles who does an amazing job of doing that?
Bro, this was a battle out and all that.
I understand. This is still a battle. I'm not gonna lie. Great defensive play callers.
Hey, respectfully, the Bucs had 2 rookie corners out there, Parrish and Benjamin Morrison. Now, both of them was playing nice. I'm gonna give it to him, but as a OC, you got to look at that as lunch. No, baby, I don't want that. Thank you, baby. It's okay. I'm okay, thank you. But as an OC, you got to look at that as lunch, man.
was a great defensive play caller. Bill Belichick,
even though they play good,
who was out there? Bench Malcolm Butler still got the job done defensively. My thing is,
I'm not hungry.
Y'all are talking about this team like y'all ain't 4-0.
That's the thing.
Y'all are talking about this team, and look, I understand it is frustrating. You're right. He is.
You could be 4-0, but if every game you getting by, that's not the same thing as every game you're winning convincingly. You know, we barely winning. That's not a good sign, because it's like once I get into the playoffs, I want to feel confident about, okay, we gonna be ready for them top dogs. You know what I mean?
A professional. You need to be. We're talking about a dude with a potential Hall of Fame legacy. He needs to be fed the ball. You know what you do if you can't feed him consistently and he's aggravated and he's tweeting about it?
What?
Trade his ass.
Oh.
Get him out.
But you
there.
can't.
Get another piece.
But you can't.
But here's the thing.
You can't financially. Them conversations are over with, because I think everybody knows financially they can't.
Because Howie Roseman knows for a fact he will need A.J. Brown at some point in time. They
That part too.
did 6 quarters ago. The second half versus the Rams. If Howie thought he could get away with trading A.J. Brown, I'm sure he would. And then the fans that are like, A.J., you don't need to be tweeting. That's not how you handle it. How should he handle it? Do you go demand
Bug
a
the
trade?
coach.
Do you get irate at the post game? Do you get irate at the sideline? Or do you just peacefully take to Twitter? Because the last
you gotta keep it in house.
Most peacefully do, which
keep
was
it in house.
Book, we got upset. So the other dilemma is you can't necessarily.
I ain't worried about him reading a book. That is what it is.
His frustrations. This is what happens when you get superstars, and A.J. Brown is a superstar. I also think, and I'm not going to get further into this, A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts' relationship. I think if they had a better relationship, I also think this would be mended. Maybe. Because in what world is your best receiver and your quarterback not that close? Y'all keep sharing tweets from 2021 about how they close. Y'all keep sharing tweets from when A.J. Brown got traded to the Eagles in like 2021, how they close. They don't even kick it like that. So that's another dilemma. Because when cats kick it, Nick Foles and Zach Ertz were like best friends. I was jealous because I was Nick Foles' roommate. When I got traded to the Eagles, me and Foles was like this. Then Ertz gets drafted to Philly, and all of a sudden, they BFF all the things. Next thing you know, Foles throws Ertz the touchdown to win the Eagles the first Super Bowl. It wasn't coincidence. It was a connection that transcended the field. So we ain't got to look into too many of the details. Y'all can look into the details if you want to, but I also think that's a part of the.
All right, let me know your thoughts on that, man. You had it right there. Let me know your thoughts on that, man. I think
look,
assuming
we got to talk about
Jalen Hurts, more of a chill dude, a little bit, kind of got the little stoic vibe. He's just like, we gonna figure this out, but we still gotta, kind of like, I don't want to say it like that, because I think both of them really are chill dudes, but Hurts is more, all right, let's try to go with the play calling. But I don't know. I can't even put it that way. I can't even put it that way. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section. Let me know y'all thoughts. I'm gonna say this, but take this with a grain of salt. Like, this is not, because I can't really think of how to articulate it completely. But Hurts is more so, we're gonna go with the play calling and we're gonna do what the coaches say. AJ is more so, nah, let's do this and let's get me the ball because I'm gonna get us going. And Hurts wanna please AJ as well, but he wanna make sure that he got everything rocking with the coach as well. I'm assuming AJ probably don't care what the coach think, what the OC think. He want to get the ball. He want to win. He want to make sure. I'm pretty sure he want to make sure everybody getting the ball. Smitty getting the ball. He want to make sure Saquon, Eden. But if you get him the ball, it's gonna open up everything else for everybody else. You're gonna pull coverage away from Smitty. You're gonna take people out the box so the run can open up for Saquon. And I think these are just two, like, they just gotta kind of get on the same page. But I mean, at the end of the day, they grown, man. I'm pretty sure whatever the portrayal of the relationship is it's not even that deep. All right, let me know your thoughts, man. Appreciate y'all for watching. Subscribe, stay tuned, stay blessed.